Another attack, another ever lifting the pace again, Chris Froome, but I tell you what, Quintana's got the measure this time. Chris Froome is fighting every second of the mountain on Ventoux. The acceleration by Quintana, he just never gives you any facial expression.
Don't forget, Phil, he's finally cracked a young 23 years of age. Quintana has popped off the wheel of Chris Froome.
Froome is taking yellow to the summit of Mont Ventoux with just 1.3 kilometers to go. Now he's gaining time. He looks over his shoulder. He is seeing Quintana crack, and now Chris Froome is overall building his lead in the Tour de France over everyone.
Well, Chris Froome struggled for a couple of seasons. You know, he picked up Bill Hart here a couple of years ago when he was on holiday up in Kenya, and it took him a long time to find it. Once they did find it, then Chris Froome started to be able to produce much more consistent performances. Finally, he's done what he was trying to do. He's cracked the 23-year-old Colombian climber, but it was certainly not easy.
Well, this is where every leader of the Tour de France wants to win. On Mont Ventoux, the fabled mountain of Provence. You see it for 100 kilometers, whichever way you approach it. And now he sees 1 kilometer to the summit. Chris Froome has been under pressure. He's shed them all. He caught the young pretender. He's blown him away. And there he now comes under 1 kilometer to go. He's far enough ahead to take a fine second place.
Yes, but you know, Quintana will learn. This is his first participation at the Tour de France. He's 23 years of age. Froome is at the prime age to be a top professional cyclist. He's 28 years old, and over the last couple of seasons he's learned an awful lot about himself, and Richie Porte too will be the man he'll be the first to thank for setting this up.
For 7 days, Richie Froome has led the Tour de France. An 8th yellow jersey awaits him and an increased overall lead. Yes, he conceded 69 seconds a couple of days ago when the crosswind split the field and he was left in the chase group. Contador made ground on unfamiliar territory, but on familiar territory, Contador has lost ground.
Well, just briefly there, I noticed Bauke Mollema was getting a lot of help from his teammate Laurens ten Dam. There's 15 seconds separating this man in the yellow jersey, Chris Froome, born in Nairobi, educated in Johannesburg, South Africa, now representing Great Britain.
You know, it's amazing, really. You see the wind is slightly turning. He will actually, once he's topped the climb, which is just ahead of him, he turns to the right, and for a matter of 200 metres, he'll get a tailwind to cross the line, which is at the steepest 10% gradient. Chris Froome tops out, and he gets himself 50 points here, which means he will lead the King of the Mountains tonight, as well as the Tour de France.
His gap now, Phil, back to Alberto Contador is 1 minute and 15 seconds, but Alberto Contador himself will be moving up into second place overall tonight, ahead of Bauke Mollema.
The British flag on the right of the road. Now the chase group as Rodriguez tries to move away on the left of our picture. 1 kilometre to go for them. No reaction. He's a specialist in the last-minute attack on a steep climb.
Well, an attempt of a reaction there coming from Roman Kreuziger, but yes, this man from Spain, Rodriguez, he has got a very good acceleration in these climbs.
Boy, it's painful, but he knows with the pain comes the victory today on Mont Ventoux, and with the victory on Mont Ventoux, a week tomorrow should come victory in the Tour de France, the second year in a row for Britain. Might be a little bit early, but today everything has gone so well. He's increased his overall lead tonight. Chris Froome will shortly flick to our left. Here it comes as he turns for the finishing line. Drop back down to the road at the moment. This is Perrault, best Frenchman still. Through the pain, but it's all to the good. Here he goes. Turn. Now he'll see the finish, and it's up a hill. Where else would it be? As he comes round the corner, picks up the tailwind, climbs and crawls and grabs his way towards the line. Chris Froome has toppled all of the men of the Tour de France today. His team set it up for him. He had the ability to finish it. Froome gets his third historical stage win in the Tour and increases his overall lead tonight.
But the man we're looking at here is the man we'll be talking about in years to come when we go into the big mountain passes, because at 23 years of age, this is a phenomenal performance by Nairo Quintana. He's lost a little bit of time on Chris Froome, but he's gained time on almost everybody else, and he'll be also moving up well in the overall standings tonight. And look at the average speed of this stage, although there's only one mountain down towards the end, 41 kilometers an hour, 29 seconds lost by Quintana. The question is, how much has everybody else lost?
Yes, only one man could beat that rider from Colombia. Now, this is the group, and look at this. Nieme's been caught by Rodriguez here, as Rodriguez does his traditional flash up the last few meters of a steep climb, grits his teeth. He's best of the rest really here, and is improving his overall position.
Where is Contador? Contador was in the front just a few moments ago with Mikel Nieve. He must have really cracked in the final kilometers as Rodriguez and Nieve line up for this final corner.
Well, Nieve's got him on the line here, or is Rodriguez going to find it? You're right, Paul, he's completely disappeared from sight. It must be just before the finish of the actual climb, but Nieve, who has really attacked very low down on this mountain and has hung on to finish in third place today, or is Rodriguez going to try? No, it's going to be Nieve Rodriguez.
Alberto Contador, Phil, is coming up here and he's being caught by his own teammate. There is Roman Kreuziger. Contador really went to pieces in those last kilometers.
He's gone back to his teammate. They're split by 3 seconds. They're sprinting side by side. They'll both get the same time, so they're still split by 3 seconds as Kreuziger beats Contador to the line and Fuglsang comes in behind him.